Today I'd like to talk about getting started in this great hobby. A lot of people, they like picking, they like to learn it, they think it's interesting, they like the whole secret agent aspect of it, but they don't know where to begin. So the first thing to do is to look up a lockpick set. You need a lockpick set. Mine came from Cliff Lockpicks. These cost about $9 a piece. They're very strong, they're very good, they'll last you a long time. If you're just starting out and you don't know if you're going to like it or not, you may not go for something that expensive. You might get you a cheap one. But once you start getting into the hobby, I'm sure you'll want to get a better set. If you start with a cheap one anyway. If you start with these, it's probably all you're going to need, but then again, they're quite expensive. So, but this is what I carry. I carry their whole line of 10 picks, but I don't use it. I use this one, and this one, and that's it. I use the hook and the cap diamond, and that's it. But how many do you need to start? You need one. You need one pick to start picking, because that's all it takes to pick a lock. You also need tension wrenches. I carry 4, they're all different sizes. How many do you need? Again, you need one. What else do you need to start picking a lock? Oh yeah, a lock. That's it. That's all you need to start picking a lock. You need the lock itself. If you're going to pick, you own the lock. You don't go pick your front door, because what if you break something? It's possible. You buy a POS lock up at Walmart. I mean, this one doesn't even have a brand or any kind of name or number on it at all. It's just a lock. In fact, the keys, they don't even say anything. Anyway, just a lock. You need a lock. You need a pick, you need a tension wrench, you need a lock. Now, how do you use these tools? When you use the key, you put the key into the lock and it raises the tumblers to the proper height. Does that open the lock? No. You turn the key. That opens the lock. 2 things the key does. Raise the tumblers, rotate the plug. We're going to simulate both of those actions with 2 separate tools. The tension wrench, that's what turns the plug. We put the tension wrench in the keyway and apply a little bit of tension with your finger. Just a little bit. That's all it takes. Focus over here, stupid camera. Sorry, I lost my good camera. I'm using my cell phone. Now the pick, it raises the tumblers like the key did. Yeah, we're doing it backwards. We're applying tension after or before we're raising the tumblers, but that's so that we know what's right. If I just stick this in here and raise these tumblers without any tension, nothing happens. No pins set, it's never going to open. But if I apply some tension on this plug first, and I go in here and I start raising these tumblers, it opens that fast. The reason is, if you apply tension, there's the pins, you have driver pins up here and key pins down here into the plug. The key pins touch the key. The driver pins drive those key pins downwards. But there's a gap between this plug and the housing here. Man, this thing focuses like garbage. There's a small gap between here and here. And that's where you want the difference, or the space between the driver pins that push the key pins down and the key pins that touch the key. They have a gap between them. It has to line up with the gap here. The only thing stopping this plug from rotating is the driver pins. They're in the way. You push the driver pins up out of the way and stop before you push the key pins too high, and then the key pins are in the way and the lock will open. You can feel that stop, or that space. It's with a little click. You can feel the click. Whoops, dropped my tension wrench. Once you feel the click, you stop pushing. You go in, you find a stiff pin. That's the one that's got the plug binding on it. As the plug tries to rotate, it's going to push on one pin more than the other. If you go in, you find that pin because it's stiffer. You push up on it till it clicks. You find the next one, push up on it till it clicks. Find the next one. I dropped my tension wrench again. A little bit wider tension wrench would be nice, but that's the one I chose. Anyway, if you ever let up on the tension, you're going to drop all your pins back down because there's springs pushing them down. I'm sure you've seen the inside of a lock. If not, watch one of my other videos. It's taking a little longer to pick this time. A lot of people, when they first start out, they start raking, which is a technique where you just put the pick in and you pull it out. There's no feeling, but it does work. You can't feel what's going on so much as you can with the single pin picking, but it works, and it's a good way to learn, you know, when you're starting out. Oh, I opened this lock. Good for you. Now, what did you do to open it? That's when you start having to SPP and feel what you're doing and all that good stuff. And when you buy a set, you're generally going to get a hook, you're going to get a tension wrench, and you're going to get some sort of rake. And I'll show you what one of those looks like. It looks something like this. It's an S rake. See, it kind of looks like an S. If I can get it to focus. Stupid camera. Anyway, turn it up like this. It's a little S. Squiggly line. You just run it just like I did with that hook. Damn. Okay. You'll get a thicker tension wrench. That's what you'll get. And open. There's a lot of techniques, there's a lot of locks, and there's a lot of picks to test out. Just go buy you some and get started. It's really simple. Thanks for watching.